Rufio, what's the word, baby? What's going on with
man.
you?
Ain't much, man. How about you?
Good, man. Good to see you. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we on a good run. The B-side Bodega. Big shout out to our guest on the last episode. And the numbers is just looking good. So we thank everyone who supported, who subscribed, who liked, who even commented. We appreciate you. But, you know, just dwelling on for that, I see what you got on your feet, man. Some top 10s?
Got some top 10s on, man. But, you know, I always got to go with a different colorway. I always, you know, tend to like go away from like the standard, you know, the staple colorways. I just like something a little different. But yeah, they top 10s. I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know a whole lot. I know they're almost as old as I am because they were released the year after I was born. I forget what players back in the 70s endorsed them. I saw it earlier, but I let go of it, bro. I couldn't tell it to you.
Yeah. Top 10s is clean, man. And it's funny that you wore those because I was gonna wear mine today.
Should have did it.
I should have worn, but
it's gonna happen one day. It's gonna be like
good.
rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. So you don't have any history on the joints,
huh?
You don't got no history on the joints.
That's the only history I've got.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, man.
Well, I mean, top 10's always been one of the cleanest sneakers, no matter how old they are. You know what I'm saying? So that's always a good pick.
Yeah.
As far as me, I spun the block. You know, I rocked the Uptowns again. However, ladies and gentlemen, I brought in reinforcements, so I want to bring in my man DJ Jamal because he got something he might want to show off.
You didn't tell me we could phone a friend.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I just phone a friend.
Word. What's going on, brother? So you got on the Air Max 1s?
Original Air shoe, Air Max 1 colorway.
What colorway? That's the original colorway?
No, that's colorway like the when they start remaking them, they introduce the different colors.
Okay.
You know, the original ones was the red and white,
and navy and white.
Royal blue and white. They were the original.
Okay.
And tomorrow is what?
Air Max Day.
Oh yeah.
Air Max Day. Yeah.
I should have wore.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know. I didn't realize. But thank you, bro. Thank you for coming through. Them joints is clean.
Yeah, so you know that's how we do the B-side Bodega, and tune in right now for the official start of the next episode, a special DJ episode of the B-side Bodega.
All right.
Well, it's the B-side Bodega, you know the movement is major. We get it from the ground and don't be asking for no favors. A crew of creators staying fly with the flavors going hard, cause we building a dynasty like the Lakers. No haters could ever stop us or ever top us. We took over the world and left the rest of it behind us. And you were very lucky to find us because some of the greats approve, and I pity you who declined us. We get into the mix discussing music and fashion, then we touch on current events and other things that be happening. Yeah, you could learn a lot from hanging out with these guys. The Bodega on the B-side, The B-side.
Yes, it's Ultrasonic Boom Fresh. It's your man DJ Pop Rec, aka Sabado Gigante, aka Mr. Furley. And on the left side of me, I got my main man.
Ruff is in the building. And we got Tim Nice.
Salute.
DJ Tim Nice.
Salute.
At one end of the table, and then with him.
Yeah, on the right side of me, who we got here?
DJ Jamal, Mr. Dynamite.
DJ Jamal, Mr. Dynamite. So in case y'all don't know, this is a special DJ edition. The only non-DJ in the room is Rufio.
Yeah,
but look, hey, it's all good.
That's one talent I didn't get.
I mean, you tried for a little bit.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
It's hard.
You guys are special, man. Like the ones who do it think they're like, oh, all you gotta do is just
you gotta do.
Da. I'm like, you can't say all you gotta do to somebody who can't do it. It's like telling a person in a wheelchair, all you gotta do is stand up.
We quick for that though. We'll go ahead and tell them.
It's not easy, man. Like, do not sell yourself short. Y'all do.
No, you're right. We make it look easy.
You make it look easy, people think they can do it until they try themselves.
Until they try it.
Right.
They'll go out and buy all the equipment they can and be like, yo, I can get this in 2 months. Crying to themselves in sleep.
Work
I
like
just
that.
can't get it. Like, no.
It is not a simple thing. Your DJ name. I'm assuming your real name is Jamal.
Yeah.
Yo, like, you know how people go out of their way to come up with something.
I had a few, but
Did you?
But that's
I'm not telling y'all none of them.
I only had two.
I had a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask y'all what they were, but what I was gonna compare it to is rappers that like Kanye is just Kanye West.
And Eric Sermon is Eric Sermon.
Eric Sermon, they was like, yeah, that's my name. My real name is good enough. So I was like, man, that must have been what happened with you. But you said you had a few others. I'm sure they did too.
Yeah, I had some young. When you could, I'm over 50, so I came up with hip hop. So remember them crazy names people had back then. So I was
Like
Grand
Devastating J.
Grand Wizard DJ Marley G.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I can't see myself saying that every day. Yo. Like that's a long name. Yeah.
I'm assuming you were young when you.
Oh yeah, I started officially when I got my own stuff. That's when I say I started DJ, when I got my own stuff. I messed around with everybody else's stuff, but I started when I was 12, almost ready to turn 13. So yeah.
The reason I asked that is because I remember thinking about Grand Wizard Theodore, and I was just thinking like, yo, why would any black person want to call themselves Grand Wizard?
Right. I ain't know no better.
Right.
I ain't know no better.
Right. It had to be. That's why. Yeah. I wonder if but he still called himself that.
Yeah,
man,
because he ain't know no better either.
Right.
But he got to know now.
And I got a backstory for that too. And the way I found out,
What?
it ties into the other thing we was going to talk about too. So yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
That's dope. That's
So
dope.
what was your first?
Yo, so my man, I was hanging around a whole bunch of people that had first initials and then their whatever. My man name was B Smooth. I had a homeboy named J Money. My homeboy named C something. So mine was T Nice.
Okay.
So this was, man, I had to be about 15. So I was having a party, it was one of my first parties, and I told the girl, I said, yeah, my name is DJ T Nice. And then when I got the flyer, she made a flyer, she put Tim Nice on it. Oh. And I'm like, okay. That's all I really said. So this girl, and I don't even know who she is, she really gave me that name on some default type shit. So I was like, Tim Nice, I'm gonna roll with that. And it kind of it's stuck, man. It's clean, it's one syllable right here, and like, I thought it was pretty dope, man. So I just rolled with Tim Nice. Nice, sat on it.
Flyer girl. You know who you are.
Like shorty, over 35 years ago. Like, salute to you. You did your thing.
That's a dope story.
Yeah. Straight up.
So let's go back. Not really go back, but
Wait a minute. You ain't getting out of it that easy.
what my D?
Yes. You see how he trying to skirt past that? You know, my brother.
Man,
Right off the rip. He wasn't pop rap right off.
Nah. Well, my nickname from birth is Papo. That's
Okay.
that's a Puerto Rican nickname. My mom called me that since I was born. So everybody, instead of calling me Papo, call me Pop. So one day, I was like, Pop. And then Rec just came out. I was like, I actually put that shit together myself.
Dope.
And I was like, yo, I kind of like the way that sound, Pop Rec. And
Because we used to say
That's your first name for
catch wreck back in the day when we heard songs.
Right,
like,
catch wreck or wrecking shit.
Wrecking shit. Yeah.
Pop Rap.
That's hard.
yeah.
So that was your first DJ name? You was always Pop Rap?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's not.
Nah.
I thought you had like some, while you were trying to
You thought
come
you
up
had
with
fucked up
that.
names like we.
Nah, I didn't, man. Nah, it's always been Pop Rec. And
I had another one, crazy one, but I ain't letting that one
You ain't
out.
gonna let one go? You gonna let it fly? You gonna hold that one?
Oh, you ain't tell us? I thought he told us.
Yo, this was after.
Grand Wizard.
This was after.
So you had one worse than Grand Wizard?
Yeah. Well,
it was Grandmaster.
not really, because Grand Wizard, the meaning of that is
Yeah,
crazy.
Who was it, DJ Hitler?
Clan man and shit.
Clan man.
DJ Clan man.
For real?
Yeah. No, it was G Money.
Okay, so
Money?
but
That's not worse than Grand Wizard.
Before the
New Jack City.
shit.
you was G Money before G Money was G Money?
Yeah.
Damn, yo.
And the dude that was Station gave me that shit. You know what I mean?
Wow.
G-Money slick,
G
though.
Money.
So
yeah.
you was DJing in the military?
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
really
big
do
time.
have everything in
That's
there.
how I learned how to play different flavors. Because, you know, everybody's from somewhere different.
All right, real
Wasn't
quick.
no around the way shit. You was DJing from motherfucking Texas, Cali, you know?
Yeah.
So
You know,
hold
so,
up.
yeah.
As a DJ, I gotta ask, what equipment?
What?
What equipment?
Oh, we still 1200s.
But what? 1200s?
Yeah.
But what mixer?
The GLI,
Oh wow.
7000,
Oh wow.
and then I got the 9000.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. See.
big ass.
Big long
long
72 channel mixes back in the day, man.
Yeah, that was what I
Like,
had
yeah.
when I was, that's what I had when I was in the service. I had the Gemini and the New Box when I was before because I started DJing way before when it was.
Yeah. But they started doing battle style.
Yeah,
and
it was
stuff.
an experience though.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah, experience.
I definitely appreciate that. The original 2 turntables and a mixer.
Oh, no question.
You know, I'm a purist, man.
Yeah.
Even like in the crib, 2 turntables and a mixer. Like, you know, of course, we have the controllers out of convenience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But 2 turntables and a mixer.
And you can't, I mean, the staples will always be the staple no matter what, man. Like, you know, you really can't go wrong. You see why they built arguably one of the best mixers on the market right now is a 2-channel mixer. You know, so like, you're not going to get past that, man. You're going to always have that same element of the things that the purists grew up on. But now they're just adding bells and whistles. But they give you the option to turn all them bells and whistles off and go straight up like vinyl if you want to. So, you know.
But you know the hip hop DJs, that's going to always be the preference.
Absolutely.
2 channel.
2-channel mixer, 2 turntables.
All you need because you ain't trying to do all that other
Nope.
stuff.
We not EDM mixing. We not mixing 4 decks, you know. And shout out to all my EDM cats. I love them all, but it's just not what we doing, you know. When we're in that mode, you know, we only need 2 channels and 2 decks, 2 working decks. Yeah, for real.
So Tim, recently as past as this weekend, you just had a real big event.
Yeah.
So, you know, school the people on what you had, who you had judging.
No doubt.
All of that.
Yo, this weekend I had the Baltimore Blend Battle, instance number 9 in Baltimore. It was Sunday, March 23rd. We had it at Iconic Live. We had 14 DJs from all across the nation. Had 1 DJ from Canada. Shout out my man DJ Popo from Atlanta. He's the first place winner. Shout out my man YDJ. YDJ's from Baltimore. He's the second place winner, man. We had a vibe in there, man. We actually try to have hip hop in the building. And that's our main mission. We try to make sure that we have a vibe, good competition, and everything that comes with it. The yelling, the back and forth, man, the yo, I got money on this man type stuff. Like the stuff that we grew up on, I just want to keep recreating that in an element and a platform that people can come out to and have a good time. I saw more and more, I was checking my demographics, more women are coming out to these events now because they are missing some of the things that they don't get to have when they go out to spots. They're partying, they're having fun watching these types of events, man. So I'm grateful to, have a platform that I can continue to grow. Shout out Pioneer. Pioneer was one of my main sponsors. Shout out Virtual DJ. Virtual DJ was our title sponsor. And I started with Virtual DJ a couple years ago, and they've been rolling with me ever since. Autofon, Innovator, and sponsors, if I'm missing some things, I'm sorry. It's been a couple of days, and I apologize. But yo, Baltimore Blend Battle 9, if you guys want to check it out, just go to BaltimoreBlendBattle.com. We'll have our 10th instance next year. And we'll be celebrating 10 years of DJ battles, man. That's crazy.
That is so dope.
Yeah, man. I won that battle in 2016. So it's just crazy how things have evolved since then, man.
It don't seem like it's been that long, but
I know, man. Yeah. I know. It's been that long. But we evolved from being 30 people in a spot smaller than this to, I think my count was like 411 on Sunday for a battle and for like 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, dope. Yeah, man. I'm grateful for that, man. Definitely grateful for that. So.
And who did you have judging?
Oh, yeah, man. So shout out my judges, man. Baltimore's best mixtape DJ, mixtape blend DJ Nelly Nell. He was one of my judges. One of the most decorated DJs on the East Coast, my man DJ Alizé. straight out of DC, but lives in Brooklyn right now. And then we had a guy that I've been admiring for a while, man, strong producer, killer DJ, my man Scram Jones. Scram Jones was down here, man, and we really had a great time, man. We were definitely doing our thing. Those guys really judged the way that I needed them to judge. You know what I'm saying? Like I needed them to make some things happen and make sure they brought the elements out of these guys and abide by some of the rules that we have for being good blends. So
that's dope, man. Because just like you said, the venue originally was what BEZ's
it's easy, the Fun Factory,
the
first
one,
right?
Yep. First little small joint.
Yeah. So we went from that to Iconic with 400 plus people, and you start celebrity judges.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's nothing to just take lightly.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember the one that I went with you. That's the one before the one that you won.
Yeah, that was the 2015. Right. That's when Swift won. Shout out my man K Swift, Bronx Blend King. That's my guy, man.
And I think you did the Biggie with Bobby Shmurda.
I probably did, yo.
Yeah. And they didn't give it to you. I was like, get the fuck out of here. How y'all ain't give it to my man? Everybody was like, yo, Pop, chill. Look, if I'm rocking with you, if I'm coming with you, I'm going to be your cheerleader.
Pop,
I was like, yo.
Pop. Yo,
I was right there, man.
That shit was hard, man. But you know what's crazy? Like the evolution of blends.
Yeah.
And how far that we've come from that point. Man, like I wouldn't even think, like I would think along those lines, but like I would just add a little bit more color to those things now. So it might be Biggie and an edit of hot Bobby Shmurda's instrumental now, or something, or maybe a unreleased version of Biggie's acapella or something like that. Like, there are more opportunities now with, as we expand our palette with the technology.
Yeah.
So like, man,
especially now with the stems that Serato now.
Shout out Virtual DJ. Virtual DJ stems are the best. I'm just let you know.
All right.
But but you're right, man. In the grand scheme, the stems definitely changed the game.
Changed the game.
But I do want to make sure people understand fidelity is still going to be the key over everything. Mm-hmm. So you can get all the stems you want, but if that acapella come out nasty in your speakers, it's going to come out even nasty on a big speaker, like
Joint sound like they in the harbor.
It sound like they gargling water, But it's all about the cleanliness of how those acapellas come out. Some of them don't come out great, but some of those guys will still go out there and use those, but they're doing themselves a disservice, man, because they're taking away from the quality of a song. And your ear can tell, man,
So in this battle here, did you hear anything that floored you? Like, oh shit, did he just do that?
No. And I'm not trying to knock any DJ that watches this video. But no, nothing floored me yesterday. I was excited about some things. But right now, I think we're in a position where some of the talent that we have has to dig a little bit deeper into their bag of tricks to really floor some of the veterans that are out here. And I think there's a problem with some of the DJs feeling that they're reaching the ceiling and they may have a man in their corner like, yo, that's hot, son. You ain't got to go past this. Mm-hmm. But my ceiling, you got to push through that, you know what I'm saying? Because you have to put that work in to be that guy, You can't just listen to your guy to tell you that you're hot all the time and then you put yourself in a box, And I have a tendency to find that some of the younger DJs do that a lot, So I think that if they kind of go back in the lab, go back in the bag and jump in and really dig, find some more music, One thing about yesterday that I didn't like is maybe 40% of the DJs use Kendrick Lamar. Because it was hot at the time, I get that. But here's the thing, if you're in a battle and Kendrick Lamar comes on, then you can't use that. You go something else. You should be prepared to be like, all right, my man used it, let something else go, if you hear something you've already heard, I got to put something else in my arsenal. A lot of cats I felt like could have been a little bit more prepared. Now, overall, was a great day. Was a great battle. We had a great time. There were some key moments in there, But it was nothing that made me, I got to run out the door. And
I mean, well, let's talk about the key moments. Like what stood out to you?
It was this white guy named DJ Eaton, and
That was my favorite.
yeah, see, like, and because when you looked at it, you didn't expect what you were going to get out of it. My man was blending some disco. I think he mixed he mixed something that nobody was expecting. And he pulled the crowd in with it. Whatever it was, I don't remember, but it wasn't our norm. And when I say our norm, we kind of stick into that hip hop bass or that R&B bass. He was doing some rock and roll or some things, the songs that we know. Right. But we didn't think that, was it the Shy Lights, Ooh Baby Baby? Right. He mixed that with Drop It Like It's Hot. Yo, that was ridiculous. Like who's thinking about that? It just hit me. But that was the moment right there. And the way that it meshed together, the way that it married, it was like, oh yeah, that's the one. That was dope. Yeah.
That's like when I first heard Mel Starr do Take On Me by AHA with the dance song. I forgot what.
Melvin did so many blends.
Teach Me How to Dougie.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that shit sounded so crazy.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine that.
Yeah, no, because
when y'all do that, let me ask you, do you base it on the BPMs of both records?
Yeah. You have to.
So if they're both like 75, then they should go together.
They can go together.
Yeah, in theory, yeah.
Most of the time.
But you could have a BPM that's double or half of,
and it'll
still work. And that's what happened with Mel Starr, because the AHA song, the BPM is like
140, really.
Yeah,
it's a double time beat.
High.
Yeah.
Like 160 or something.
Really one of them real fast joints. But to Teach Me How to Dougie is half of that. So when he dropped it, that's one of them. You get goosebumps. Like, did he just do that?
Yeah.
So it was one of those.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, who's a DJ, even if it's one of you, that's like known for doing stuff like that. Like who should like, if you want to hear those kind of mashups or blends, who would you send somebody to find?
It's a bunch. He named one of them earlier. K-Swift.
K-Swift.
No, that's not the K-Swift you're thinking
Yo,
of.
Listen, and to be clear, wherever the camera is right now, it's about 6-7 K-Swifts out here, y'all. All right, just let y'all know that. There is one. Shout out Kia Edgerton, K-Swift from Baltimore. Rest in peace. That was our girl. But there. K-Swift from the Bronx is who we're talking about. He calls himself the Bronx Blend King. K-Swift. He lives here, but he's pretty sick, man. He's one of those guys that will transform, because the object of blends, man, is basically transforming the structure of that acapella. I could take an acapella, man, and have 4 different beats and take you on 4 different journeys. That's the type of stuff Swift will do. You know what I'm saying? He'll pick up something on that acapella and be like, yo, why do you mix that with that? And it's sick. And it's ridiculous. His style is definitely a combination to me of New York and Baltimore kind of combined.
Yeah, big shout to Swift.
Yeah, man, no question.
He's nice with it.
No question.
So I'm glad to see really where you at with it. You know what I'm saying? Because like Jamal and I, we witnessed it.
Yeah,
man. From the infancy.
Yeah, it came together, man. It was one of those things where we had opportunity to grow it outside of Baltimore, right? Mm-hmm. So when you start growing something outside of where you're from, it's kind of two-sided. So you're able to give other elements, you're able to bring other elements in, but sometimes you have a tendency from the people that are here, if they don't hear what they're used to, they get taken aback. It's like, oh, why he ain't playing like I'm used to hearing. Mm-hmm. So then they're like, you kind of got to force their ear a little bit, I would think. And I always go by this mantra, man, like, if it's dope, it's going to sell itself, no matter what it is. I can mix a country western song with whatever, and if it's dope, it's dope, So when you hear somebody come from out of town, just like Eaton did yesterday, nobody was expecting that boy to drop, I keep saying yesterday was Sunday, nobody was expecting that boy to drop it like it's hot with the Shy Lights or whatever, Ooh Baby Baby was. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's the creativity right there. those are the types of things that will definitely win you over. But those are the types of things that'll take some research to sit home and get in the lab about. And that's what really blending is about. You really got to take some time in the lab. You might go through 10, 15 instrumentals on one acapella to figure out, all right, this the one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But some people don't have this. They don't have the patience. You know what I mean? To be like, all right, because then they'll stick with, all right, this is good enough. Nah, you can't do good enough with blends, dog.
Yeah, you gotta dig. You gotta dig.
Just take a BPM for the. You also got to factor in key. You know,
Right.
you guys,
Yes.
You know, so the key has to be on. You
That's
can have
right.
A D and an F that ain't
Man,
gonna
go.
together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Phonically,
You can't just pitch it or change the pitch.
I mean, you could, but you
could.
have. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jamal. I'm sorry.
sonically and phonically, it's gotta
hit.
ride the wave.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But
See what I'm saying, man? How long you been DJing?
Shit, 93.
I ain't even say
How long you been DJing?
40. So I started in 83.
So you got
So
10 years on.
42 years. Damn.
83 and 93,
That's the first time I ever said that
42
out
and
loud.
32, and you?
Oh man, as far as the years, it's been since '88.
Yeah.
Man, there's no way none of y'all should look at nobody and be like, oh yeah, it's easy. You've been doing this for decades.
We make it look easy, man, because it's second nature
It is
to it.
not easy, bro.
I tell cats like, yo, when I'm DJing or if I'm talking to somebody and there's music playing, I'm subconsciously counting. And I can't stop it.
Right.
I can't stop that. I could talk to you and hear a beat, and as soon as the one drop, oh man, I know when the hook come and everything. And I'm still talking to you and I'm fine.
Yeah.
It's like I know when it's gonna drop. But that's in my head. Like you can't stop that, dog.
I had that.
Yeah.
As a DJ, it's the first record you bought, or not even bought. Somebody might have gave to you, but your very first record.
Oh man, so Peach Boys, Don't Make Me Wait.
Wow.
Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
But it was two of them together. I went my own little money and bought Looking for the Perfect Beat, Soul Sonic Force.
Okay.
Those, but my brother had some records, but those were my first two that I bought with my own money.
stash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cutting grass. That was my cutting grass.
That's crazy. I just
Birdland Music. I remember where I got it. Birdland Music on Park Heights.
yeah. My I'm in shout out Record Theater. It was a spot called Record Theater in Baltimore County, Liberty Road.
Yeah.
I'm about 7 years old, and White Horse was on. If you wanna ride,
I was talking about this song earlier
don't
today.
ride the White Horse. And my mother knew what the song was about. Right. I had no clue. I just had do. I said, shit, Ma, can I get the record? I got $5. I got $5. I get my allowance. She said no. I said I love this song. So she eventually got me the record, and I was burning it up at home, to the point where I broke the 45 spindle because I just wanted to keep playing it over and over again. But that was one of my first records, man.
Shout out to Tim Mom. She still come out. She come out to his event.
She do, yeah. Yeah, she does, yo.
That's love.
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
that
she
made
does.
That's some
song
good stuff. Man.
Yeah.
stand out to me back in that time, because like you said, you didn't know what it was about, and neither did I. But the fact that they cussed on it. You remember that?
Did they really?
They was like, you bitch.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
They sure did. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
And I wasn't used to hearing that. You know what I'm saying? So that was
Wow.
like, I knew that song forever after that.
Hey, so for a real funny story, I didn't know how a record player worked back in the day, and I was mad, and I told my mom, I said, this record is broke because it's not playing right. It was playing too slow. But it was a 45.
Right.
I was playing it on 33, and I'm like, Mom, something wrong with this record. I had no idea back then, though, but it's the funniest thing, man. Yeah, I remember that vividly. But yo, my mom's was the one that really put me on to all the music. I'm talking about like Bruce Hornsby, Chris Jasper, who did Higher Love, Michael something. But she was putting me on, but she had a case of cassettes, and she would just pop them in, and we would just drive, man, and listen to anything that wasn't hip hop.
Right.
So that's where I got my range from, bro. Like I can pull out, I might play an Aretha Franklin song you don't know I knew, or Millie Jackson or whatever. Mm-hmm. But man, that was some of the best moments. Like I love her for that, man, because now it gives me range to do like broader events.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
This guy talks about his range. I'm gonna tell you something I heard him do. You probably don't even remember doing it. I'm sure when I say it, you're gonna be like, oh yeah. He was rocking out over the phone alarm. That doom, 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 doom. Dun, 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 dun. You remember doing that?
I do not. I had to be.
You had it, bro. And I was like, this dude is really scratching over that.
Oh wow.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yo,
dun.
we find music in everything, man.
Yeah.
I've messed around and started scratching to the beat. You ever see what's that movie? You ever see Tap with Gregory Hines?
Yeah, tap.
Remember when Gregory Hines was trying to teach them you could find sound anywhere? And they started grooving where they heard the dude hitting the jackhammer and it was on beat and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that's us.
Yeah, that's us.
That's us.
That's a DJ.
That's us.
That's
Like,
a
that's
DJ.
us. That's we love music anyway, though. We'll
I
find
gotta
it.
tell y'all, the first joints I ever had as on vinyl, my aunt bought me the License to Ill album.
Oh,
Beastie Boys.
And then she also bought me 45 to Funky Beat, Houdini. And the very first joints I had. But the very first record I ever bought was Ghost Stetzer.
nice.
With the drummer. Boom, boom,
Nice.
boom, boom, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Woo! That
Nice.
record right there.
You know,
I remember I played it.
You only had one?
No, I only have
I
one.
know that was the killer.
I only
thing.
had one. And I bought it with my own
Right, right.
own money.
You know what's crazy about back in the day in vinyl? Like they would do full vinyls like on the joint. And then we wouldn't take care of our vinyls, man. So it would like be 6 songs on one side. We scratch the song we like up. It's all messed up stuff. But some stuff was because singles wasn't really hitting. They would give you just the full album.
Right.
So like you would see the little tracks and those 6 grooves on there. Then you mess it up and you scratch the wrong song and it's like, damn, that's my favorite song.
Right,
Like,
right.
That was me with my Run DMC
Once it
record.
was
Yeah,
scratched, it was done.
scratch. It was a wrap. It was over.
That's funny. Like that's something that I don't even know if we realize we don't have to worry about anymore at all. Because you could scratch a CD too.
Yeah.
It would skip.
Yeah.
That's not a problem
Now,
today.
now it's
But I got a question for y'all. Have any of y'all ever? Because you say you got your range is really wide. You grab music anywhere. Have any of y'all ever fucked with that McDonald's record that came in the newspaper? Like absolutely.
yeah. I actually got a blend with that.
Yeah.
That's hard.
I never got a chance to play it because we didn't do the part, but I got it actually.
That's funny.
And the
ask that question.
the record that came on back of the cereal box, the honeycomb, was it? What was it? Honeycomb? It was one of those cereals.
I don't know
They had a
about
record on
that.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know
still
about
got that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's worth a couple of hours too.
Yeah, I used to. You talking about the song with the Big Mac with DLT, a quarter pound with the chief? Yeah. I had it. Yeah.
Shit, he gonna go and make a blend with it. That's what I said.
Should have never said nothing. Like, yeah, it'll be out next week.
You know, another thing you gotta think about now, like you got doubles of everything now. Back in the day, you couldn't break the record in half.
Nah.
If I had it and you ain't have it, it's either I'm gonna let you hold it or you gonna let me hold it.
Yeah.
We got a gig at the same time.
Straight
now, carry thousands of records on
Right in your hand.
Yeah.
You know,
Right
that
in
was
your
the
hand.
thing. If you ain't having records, that separated a lot of DJs.
Oh, no question, man. No
If you had
question.
money, you could buy the record.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you was on bad times,
Mm-hmm.
you was
Now you
asked
gotta
up.
get exclusives. from
Nah,
artists.
man. Like the computer era would if the computer era didn't hit when it did, I was about to quit DJing. I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
It was like 2004. And I remember it vividly, man. When you needed doubles of records, I mean, that's 20 a hit. Times 5, 6, 7 songs a week. That's 140, 200 a week. That's 800 a month. Like you spend it on, like it was heavy. It was heavy, man. And these were even the Napster days, right?
Yeah.
So we would have the Napster. We'd be able to get the songs. We still had vinyl. We didn't have a way to transfer it to,
Oh man, you saying all of that. I gotta shout out my partner, Primetime, on Bushwick Radio. Me and him every Thursday, we used to hit every record label for our vinyl. And that's how we got our vinyl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's when we got past the whole buying records. Now we had to connect at every single label.
That's
So
it.
if we wasn't passing through, they were sending it in the mail.
So let me tell you about Connects. There was a Connect right there on that corner right there called Music Liberated.
When I first moved out here, I went there.
Right.
Many a dirty ass hour in that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, some of them records went out of print. If you didn't get it first run,
Yep.
you was getting taxed.
Yes, sir.
In the back.
Yes,
Dislike
sir.
sneakers.
He had jewels. He had jewels over there. Because I bought the Supreme Clientele album on instrumental over there.
Yeah, he had some joints.
Yeah, he
had a
definitely
dick
had some
for it.
joint. Huh?
He had a dick for it.
Yeah, you got to dig for it, man.
Yeah.
Like I got a homeboy, man. Like shout out my man Donnie D. He would go to LA and he'll spend 3 hours in Amoeba Records just digging for records. Like digging is an art still, man. Like you just go out.
Are they still open?
Yeah. Amoeba Records still open and thriving, dog.
Wow.
They're out there, but
Big shout to them. Big shout to Fat Beats.
yeah,
All of
we went to
that,
Fat
yup.
Beats too. We went to Fat Beats too. Yep. But the thing is now, man, the technology is the takeover, you know. So we love that we can have that world of convenience and we can fit 1 million songs on a phone. And
That's the one thing I miss, being able to pull the jacket out.
yes,
And
read
see,
it.
like, man, I'm hearing stuff. I'm like, man, I want to know who produced that.
That's
A
right.
lot of dudes do the tag in the beginning now, so you
Yeah.
kind of know.
Yeah.
But I want to read
I want to read it.
the samples, all that. You know,
Right.
that's the thing.
Cover art was beautiful
Yeah,
back in the
cover
day,
art was
man.
crazy.
Cover art was
You look at the credits.
credits,
all that.
cover art. You know, while you
I
listening
know.
to the song, yeah.
You know, I didn't know, you know, Lord Finesse produced as many people as he did. I knew he was doing it, but like R&B side, like I didn't know all that until I saw a CD one day. I was like, damn, this is an actual CD with the joint. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I remember
I missed that part.
a lot of people don't even know Lord Finesse was a mixtape DJ.
Yes, it
Right.
was.
Same thing with Buck Wild. I used to go buy these mixtapes.
Right.
And now they, you know, multi-platinum, you know, producers and whatnot. So
Yeah.
definitely got to shout that out, man. You know, respect the DJ, y'all. Respect the DJ.
Yeah, man. Respect the DJ.
Speaking of the
man.
DJs, right? We've been talking about the DJ the whole show, but you are, and quote me if I'm incorrect, the president of, I would personally call one of the biggest and most talented DJ crews in the East Coast. I said that. But go ahead.
Shout out to my team, Soundviz and DJs.
Yes.
Man, you want at the beginning or middle?
Oh,
or-
man.
let
us have it.
I'm the president. Shout out to one of the founders and the CEO, DJ Eli.
Man, Eli.
Eli, boy.
Another guy, he's no longer DJ, Jarrell. They started it back in '96. They started the group, and then I met Eli's manager, Rodney, A-Rod. We call him A-Rod.
He's the A-Rod.
I met him. We worked at the same job, and he was like, "Yo, you DJ?" And he was managing K Swift, Kia. You know, the legendary, rest in peace, K Swift manager as well. And he was like, "Yo, man, I got my man, whatever." So, long story short, he hooked me up with Eli, man. We hit it off like peanut butter and jelly. Fast forward a couple years, they were already Sound Vision. It wasn't even Sound Vision DJs, it was a Sound Vision. So he asked me to come on the board, and then my man Sel came on shortly after. And I had a vision, you know. Eli's a laid-back cat. I kind of was more personable cat. You know, I said, I got a vision. Let's build this thing into something bigger. So started recruiting DJs, and man.
And y'all got some pretty big DJs on the
Oh, yeah.
roster. So
Yep.
name
Tim Nice is one up.
Tim Nice.
Shout out
My
to Tim
man
Nice. Bronx Blend King, K Swift. Got I call him the invisible Ketty K. Since that boy been out, he been out. If you in Baltimore, you know who Kenny K is.
Kenny K is,
Infamous DJ Titan. All over the East Coast radio. Rest in peace to the Super Funk regulator, CeeLo.
Yeah.
The diabolical Biz Marquee, rest in peace, Sound Vision. Super DJ Big L. DJ Lady Mysterious. Sean Marshall. My man Mo Jigga. DJ Paradise. DJ Dante. Shout out DJ Remedy.
Yes, sir.
DMC Remedy.
Yeah,
That's
DMC
right.
Remedy.
DMC Remedy.
Shout out
you know what I mean?
DMC
That's all God.
Remedy.
Jamal.
Help me out, Tim. Who I
Money.
missed?
DJ Money.
Money. DJ Money.
Shout out DJ Money.
Yeah, man, we got
Shout out
a little
Rome.
crew.
Shout out Rome. DJ Rome.
Rome, yeah.
Oh,
Rome.
my man, Rome.
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna forget so many.
Yeah, I got what I mean. Yeah, I got you.
Oh,
You probably can't name them all, really.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like Wu-Tang plus.
Yeah, it is Wu-Tang plus, man.
Sound Vision DJs, man. I will not bite my tongue, man. Hold some of the best talent as far as DJs, and they're in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? But they could hold that down wherever they go.
Whatever, you know.
They gon' hold it down. You got also my man Cell. Cell is one of the
Cell,
nicest
DJ.
house DJs.
Oh yeah.
You know I'm a house head. Cell is nice.
Yeah, sell.
He was one of the original members too. I ain't forget him. I shouted him out earlier. Yeah, after me, it was of course it was Eli, him and Jarrell, which Jarrell stopped, and Eli kept going, and me, Cell. Yeah, man.
Off the top of your head, how many DJs is in Sound Vision?
I would say 20, give or take.
20?
Yeah, it's about 20 of us, and we all just came together. We all share the same passion for music, and that's one of our greatest assets is everybody's love for music. It's also one of our biggest detractors because just imagine everybody from Wu-Tang putting out an album at the same time and going on tour at the same time. That's how our schedules are. We can't never get together because everybody's working, man. But so it's a gift and a curse. We all working, we all doing what we do. We don't get together as much as we need to because of that, but it's all love, man. We all put the music first. We all that's the key to that's the key that makes us be who we are.
I remember when you guys was doing it in the park.
Oh yeah, coming back this
Man.
year.
Oh, y'all don't for real? Did you got a location?
June 21st at Turner Station Park out South Dundalk.
Okay.
Yeah, June 21st, man. We bringing it back. It's the first time in, I want to say, at least 5 years, probably 6. Yeah, we bringing it back, man.
I remember when I got to rock out on one of those. Oh man! And he was actually on the mic while I was doing it.
Yeah,
Man.
Pop, you've been on a you've been been on Sound Vision Radio a couple times.
Yes, sir. And then Sons of
Showing us
Soul.
love, man, making the flyers, man.
Yeah, you know that. Hey, look, Sound Vision is family.
Yeah.
And I will always have a tremendous amount of love and respect for the crew because hey, I'm for the culture.
Yeah.
And the culture, it's just a bunch of dope ass DJs.
Yeah, we put that music first, man.
Yeah, sure do, man.
Nobody's the star. Nobody's bigger than the music. Nobody's out here bad mouthing other DJs or whatever. We just play that music.
Play music, man.
Yeah, man.
We about all about the music. That's our slogan.
I salute that,
All about
man.
music.
I salute
man.
that. It's definitely all love.
That's what we do, man.
We got one last thing we got to tackle, and then we out. But before we do that, I want to send a super shout to one of our sponsors. And just so you know, what we're doing, it's a segment called the Retro Review. So hopefully you guys had a chance to peep the album. Yeah, man. So before we go there, I definitely want to shout out my girl Gretchen. She has the Alpha dog treats.
Okay.
So check her out, y'all. Alpha_treats LLC. If you got a dog, she makes healthy dog treats.
Nice.
And she's all that. Her
Good
business.
looking out, Gretchen. Thank you for the support.
That's my girl G. Yo, G.
Dope.
Salute. But yeah, what y'all got to say about this the album? And just so you know, so for the audience that's just checking out for the first time, it's called the Retro Review. So we spin the block on a classic album from maybe like the late 80s and 90s, even the early 2000s. But this week we're doing The Roots.
Yeah.
Things Fall Apart. Would you like to go first, sir?
Yeah, so I think like The Roots was one of the first times that I felt like I heard like a flowing mixtape kind of situation,
Yeah.
And it just sounded like to me like, like my man Black Thought ain't write nothing down. It's like, we was just in there and let's just spit.
Just spit.
Just spit, and see what stick on the wall, you know?
Yeah.
But the Roots were always different for us, man, because they ain't need an MPC or they ain't need to, use no prefabricated stuff. They got a whole band, and they just up there making stuff up on the fly. But man, just funky, man. Everything about it was funky. My favorite song on that album is a song he has with Mos Def.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And I think that was my discovery of Mos Def, if I'm not mistaken. Like, because Mos Def had that distinct voice.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You talking about the Double Trouble?
Double Trouble, man. Double Trouble was.
Double.
Yeah. That's boy. Yes. Double Trouble was one of my favorite songs, man. I mean, I think their commercial song that year was The Next Movement. And when The Next Movement hit,
And the one, What They Do.
What They Do, and of course,
No,
What They Do wasn't.
No, the
That was
Erykah
like
Badu
earlier.
one.
Yeah, you got it.
You got me.
You
Yeah.
got me. I got the
Yeah,
titles wrong. Yeah.
all good.
You know who produced that?
What, You Got Me? Who?
Scott Storch.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Erykah Badu joint.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
Next Movement was my favorite.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Before you go there, hold that thought. So this is how we rate, right? Because this is the B-side Bodega.
Okay.
If it's dope, it's a chopped cheese.
Okay.
Or anything close to a chopped cheese. Because
Okay.
maybe it might not be a chopped cheese.
Okay.
Maybe it's just
Some
a
chopped
bag
cheese
of us
first.
and a quarter water. You know what I'm saying? With the side of sunflower seeds. Or if it's whack, it's that cat sleeping on top of the bed. Or sleeping on the right.
Cat sleeping on your bed is
Why
whack,
can't
though.
see on my top of the bed? So that's if it's whack.
Right.
So what's your take on that, sir? What are you rating that
The album as a whole?
as a whole?
Chopped cheese for sure, yo. Chopped cheese for sure. What's your favorite side, yo? Yeah, no question about it, man. That was one of the joints that you can listen to all the way through. And there's not a lot of music to this day, like in 2025, that you can go all the way through and listen to it, and I'm good with it. Like no skips. And think about it. This is back in the day when we had tapes,
Right.
So the tapes had fast. Some tape players just had fast forward. So we like straight up, like right, like
That's the truth.
You had to find it, like
Yeah,
you had to
flip the tape over, forward it,
fast
just to
forward, flip
rewind
it
it.
back, like yeah. So, but nah, that was chopped cheese for sure, man. Solid, all the way through. Solid all the way through, and that's when they was like mad young, and they was just hungry. They didn't give a shit, man. Yeah. No, that was
Okay. I salute to you, Rufio. What you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I did not do my homework. I gotta get a 0 for this project. but I at least I did know about the You Got Me joint. I did not listen to that joint. I forgot, man.
Double Trouble's my joint, yo.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm a rock with the Double Trouble. The Next Movement, that joint hard. Step Into the Realm.
Yeah, Step Into the Realm was my joint
That
too.
was
Yeah.
cool.
Dynamite was dope. You can't sleep on Dynamite.
That shit came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like it started off one
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
some other shit.
Yeah, he's like, oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm digging that Act 2 with featuring Common.
that was a good one.
Yeah.
Oh man, the adrenaline with Beans and Dice Raw.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Dice Raw low key might have been like a extra member of the Roots,
I can see it.
as well as Petey
I
Crack.
can see it.
You know what I'm saying? Because Petey Crack did a lot of joints with them too. Not on this album, but
So can we dig a little bit deeper into this question? Can we say like who's your favorite member of the Roots?
I don't know his name.
Militant.
The bass dude.
Oh, Hub.
And he looked like he looked like a straight up rock star.
Hub. You talking about Hub?
Yeah.
He had a little root right there.
Yeah.
He passed away. Hub.
He did pass away.
Yeah. Mine is Rozelle.
Oh, Rozelle, wow.
Yeah,
I seen him
The
live.
beatboxer?
Yeah, me too. I seen him at
930 Club.
the Autobar. He was at the Autobar with Pharoah Monch. This was years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, Rozelle, man.
Rozelle did a drop for me one time.
Yeah.
Long time. My ex-girl, she used to work at, I forgot which label, and she just bumped into him and made a drop for me.
Yeah,
I never used it, but you know what I'm saying.
Nasty beatbox, nasty beatbox cat,
Yeah,
man. He had a
sure
nasty album too, man.
Yeah, he
Don't say
did.
that. Like
He
his
did.
album hit. That Rozelle album was dope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what you got, Mr. Jamal?
Chop all the way. Chop cheese all the way.
Yeah.
Shot cheese?
And like I said, Next Movement. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
joint.
Yeah, that Next Movement.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That right there. Like I think the Roots are like a mix of Tribe Called Quest and boot camp, and they right in the middle. They married both.
Real hip hop.
They married both like they.
It's like gangster, but it's not. Yeah, like
soulful like Quest.
Yeah.
Of course, they did a lot of their production, but like soulful like Quest, but they had that edge. With Black Thought and Dice Raw. They had that edge, so they mixed that shit together.
Nah, you right.
So that's the sound. Like you said, like he said, you can put that bitch on play. I can tell y'all my favorite. I know I probably go a little bit off.
Yeah, go ahead.
My favorite root song is not even don't even have no rhyme to it.
Come on.
One Shine.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
A lot of cats though.
That's off the Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, when you hit me, that's what the album I was talking about. But yeah.
Yeah.
One Shine. It's a jazz. It's a jazz.
But that was the thing about the Roots, man. You didn't know what you was going to get. You ain't know what you was going to get.
Clones,
but it's right.
Oh,
I like the Roots. I'm actually, borderline embarrassed that I have not heard this album because Black Thought is in my top 5.
It's crazy.
But I also remember the Phrenology album. Did y'all like that?
Phrenology was dope. Not my favorite, but it was dope. Phrenology was dope. So can we even take it a step further if we want to just talk about it, But shout out to that album. That was one of the best albums at that time. But as a group for the Roots, what was your best Roots album? What was your favorite?
Oh, man. Oh, no.
Yeah, see. My favorite Roots album was The Tipping Point.
Mine was Philadelphia.
It was Philadelphia.
Yeah.
The Tipping Point was especially and it can also be the time that it was. You called it. Yeah, Tipping Point. Tipping Point gave us the new Dindada. First and foremost.
Yeah.
Tipping Point gave us that version of Dindada that we play in the club now. We had some we had some nice tracks. Stay Cool was one of my favorite tracks, man. But Things Fall Apart was one of the changes of when it hit. It was a breath of fresh air from that time. Because I think what year did that come out?
Oh, I'll tell you right now. 1999.
Yeah, 98, 99. We was in that shiny suit era. We was puffed out. We was listening, but then, that album gave us some balance. Like right in that time was perfect.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now.
I can remember being in a Paradox.
See?
I don't know what 90, whatever year it was. K.W. Griff was in the chamber in the back, and he dropped The Next Movement. First time I heard it, he had it on white label. Dropped The Next Movement. I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I'm like, and he was cutting
it out, right?
Boom. So I was talking to somebody, and I just got like, hold up, time. I got to go. I gotta go see
what's going on.
Yo, I was like,
that's
dang.
music.
What album was that from?
The Roots, but
which album?
The next movement was on Things Fall Apart.
Things Fall Apart.
I see. I'm familiar with some of the tracks. I just haven't heard the whole album in its entirety.
Yeah, I used to run that shit
To the ground.
repeat all day.
Stuff like that. We'll find a little nuance to the beats.
You remember when we saw the Roots live?
Yeah. Rams Head, right?
At Rams Head.
Yeah.
They was here with.
It's hard.
They was here with.
Was Destroy hosting that?
The Far Side was with them. Who else? I forget. But that show, man, I'm gonna tell you. So you remember when Black Thought came out? Like they hadn't started their set yet. He was just basically just firing off practice rounds. Oh man, I recorded it I had a flip phone that could do video. It probably was like 2 megapixels, and I captured that. You only could do maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah.
15 seconds maybe.
Crazy.
Back then, but yo,
I think he got the best freestyle.
Yeah.
Yo,
he could just go.
He was just throwing just bars, bro. Like it did
Him and Jada, I mean, they like
from wherever.
as far as freestyle. I mean, you can make the argument about a lot of other stuff, but freestyling,
I'm with you on that.
don't bar.
He one of my favorite, yo.
But
that project he got with Black Thought. He is Black Thought. The project he got with Knife Wonder.
Oh yeah.
And then he did another one with Salam Remy.
Salam Remy.
Yeah, Streams of Thought.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite albums.
Which one? The one with Knife?
The one with Salam Remy.
Salam?
Yeah.
Okay.
You might have to visit that.
That the Marvin Gaye joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, you digging now? Yeah.
That's his name, Reek. He called himself Reek something. That's his
Oh,
thing.
Tyreek. Yeah. Tyreek.
Yeah.
That joint he got. So my favorite, I guess, version of Streams of Thought is the one that Knife one to produce, and I think if it's not my favorite, it probably is my favorite. I probably played this song more than anything else on that joint. Was "Making of a Murderer" featuring Styles P.
Yeah.
You know that one? That joint is nuts.
I might have to check that out.
Oh yeah.
Now you digging. We got to put some on the playlist for that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna make it to Roots Picnic one time.
Yeah, yeah. Have to.
One of those.
I always book myself.
You know, one of my all-time favorites, and we'll just close it at that. They had a joint on the Rising Down album. It's called "Get Busy" with Dice Raw and PD Crack. And the beat is great. We're gonna cut it off before YouTube. That beat, come on, man.
Yeah, see stuff like that, man. You don't. That's natural. That's live music right there. You know, that's a band practicing to get to that point. You know what I mean?
Like, how you even do that as a band?
Right, you know, cats just messing around.
Yeah,
man.
distortion. Yeah.
Just messing around, figure out what they can do. Pedal might hit some distortion. Yo, we gonna keep this.
Yes, sir.
What with this? Yeah, man. But that's
People
why we
always
respect.
ask me what was best concert I ever saw, like best performance. First was Prince.
Oh.
Then I saw the show where it was Lauryn Hill, Everlast, and The Roots.
Oh wow.
And Lauryn Hill killed it. No doubt.
Was she on
The
time?
Roots. My God. Like they sound exactly like the record. And they don't talk in between records. They go right into
the next
song.
joint.
They go right to the
That's
next
hard.
thing. And it's right on the one. They go from
They flawless.
104 BPM to an 84 right on. Yeah. The Roots, if you never saw The Roots live, do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
Go see The Roots.
Yeah.
That's why rap is I guess music in general, but rap is a sport, man. Like you gotta be in shape
Yeah.
to do that. Like
I had the breath control and all that.
yeah, seeing him do that, and I always thought it was cool and wanted to do it, but trying to perform, bro, from like recording in a studio where you can punch and all that type of stuff. If you get it wrong, nobody saw you or heard you do it.
Yeah.
Nah, like I got like just like I had for y'all for DJing, I got mad respect to dudes that's live performance. There's a difference between a recording artist and a performing artist.
Yeah.
You know, that's a whole different animal, which I did not always understand.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Roots is crazy, man.
So, fellas, I, from the bottom of my heart, would like to thank you for attending the B-side Bodega, being a guest, a special guest at that. You know what I'm saying?
No pressure.
It's all love.
I want to reach across, and I know where he's from. I don't want
No doubt, bro. My arm's long.
Yeah.
I know y'all didn't get to touch on everything. So, like, we've been saying this to pretty much everybody that's come through. You gotta come back.
No doubt.
We're gonna ask you back on because I know I had questions that I didn't get to ask.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Whenever y'all call, man, if I'm available.
Oh, and
thank
he's
you
true
for
to that, man. Because I called both of them, and both of them on the spot was like, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Yeah.
So that's
culture,
love,
man.
Yeah, we love this music, man.
I'm always gonna have love for you, Jamal. You my man. I'm always gonna have love for you too, Tim. Like,
Thank you, bro.
and I love what you're doing with that Baltimore
I
Blend
appreciate
Battle
it, man.
because you are putting Baltimore on a worldwide map.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Baltimore
dope.
need that platform, man. I'm glad I can give it to them at a capacity, man. So,
Word. So,
salute.
I mean, any final words before we tap out?
Baltimore Blend Battle 10 is March 22nd, 2026. It's already locked in. So tap in when you see some things going on. 10th anniversary is definitely going to be special, man. First prize last year for Baltimore Blend Battle 9 was $7,000. $7,000. I've battled many times, and I've never made anything over $300.
Right.
So these cats is making big money right now. So my goal is to keep it like 10-10. Baltimore Blend Battle 10, let's get a $10,000 purse. See how we can
And
figure
you'll
it
get
out.
that. I think you'll get more than that.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, you'll get more
We'll
than
see
that.
how it going, bro.
Any last words, Mom?
Man, shout out to y'all for real, man. This is
No
great.
doubt.
Like I said, June 21st, doing it in the park, Baltimore. at Turner Station Park. Then in September, we got Baltimore to Philly. This is going to be our third one.
Nice.
Where take a group of Baltimore DJs up to Philly, and we group with them for a whole weekend, and then we ended it at the park, Chalmers Park. This the weekend of September the 12th through the 14th. If you're in the Philly area, man, come up there. We do it big, man. We have a good time. All DJs. It's everything for the family. We got stuff for the kids, everything, man. So, yeah, man.
Okay. We might have to go and broadcast live from there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Philly. Yeah.
Set it up.
Yeah. That's already set. But thank y'all. The B-Side Bodega. It's your boy DJ Pop Rec, a.k.a. Mr. Furley. And my man, my right-hand man,
Yes,
50
sir.
grand.
Yep. And then we got
Tim Nice, baby.
DJ Jamal.
Thank y'all. We salute y'all, and we are out.
Peace.
Peace.
I can't begin to articulate how I got here. Some parts of it are not clear. One thing I learned about life, some parts of it are not fair. That's why some people just do not care. It's easier to make a killing than build a successful career. Pardon my ear, I hear what I hear and fear what is near. If they can get away with it there, they'll come try it here. But you know the rule, when someone's stepping on your toes, you get to treat them like they're a dog and smack them on their nose. I love fashion and pretty clothes. I'm distracted by pretty hoes, though I seem like the quiet guy. I'm not actually one of those. I may look dolo, but I'm not alone. F with the kid and you'll get formally introduced to my chaperone on my bones. That's why I be right at home. Eventually I learned to mind my neck and my collarbone. Act like I'm grown. Not really what you'd see a rapper do. You mentioned one of them in one of your raps and they're coming after you. Wrestle and go and tackle your proper weight. Your techniques are solid date. Don't understand your speech, but you're sounding great. Hey, be scrutinizing when it's you and I. But when it comes to supervising, they never know what to do with our little guys. Who cares if they criticize? Sure, they can run their mouths, but we know who be telling lies. It's no surprise. Stay on the fly because I improvise. Land on my feet and even in deep shit, you know I'll still survive.